Hello guys, now we are going to talk about graphic designs. Graphic design is a profession, academic discipline, and applied art whose activity consists in projecting visual communications intended to transmit specific messages to social groups with specific objectives. Graphic design is an interdisciplinary branch of design and of the fine arts. Its practice involves creativity, innovation, and lateral thinking using manual or digital tools, where it is usual to use text and graphics to communicate visually. The role of the graphic designer in the communication process is that of encoder or interpreter of the message. The work on the interpretation, ordering, and presentation of visual messages. Usually, graphic design uses the aesthetics of typology and the compositional arrangement of the text, implementation of and imaginary to convey aesthetics of typography and the compositional arrangement of the text, implementation and imagery to convey ideas, feelings, and attitudes beyond what language alone expresses. The design work can be based on a customer's demand, a demand that ends up being established linguistically, either orally or in writing. That is, that graphic design transforms a linguistic message into a graphic manifestation. Graphic design has field of application different areas of knowledge focused on any visual communication system. For example, it can be applied in advertising strategies, or it can also be applied in the aviation world or space exploration. In this sense, in some countries, graphic design is related as only associated with production sketches. Incorrect, since visual communication is a small part of a huge range of types and classes where it can be applied. With origins in antiquity and the Middle Ages, graphic design as applied art was initially linked to the boom or rise of printing in Europe in the 15th century and the growth of consumer culture in the Industrial Revolution. From there, it emerged as a distinct profession in the West, closely associated with advertising in the 19th century, and its evolution allowed its consolidation in particularly because of the development of new technologies. The need to pay attention to human factors beyond the competence of the engineers who developed them. Terminology William Edson Dewingles is often credited with first using the term graphic design in a 1922 article, although it appears in a July 4, 1908 issue, Volume 9, number 27 of Organized Labor, a publication of the labor unions of San Francisco, in an article about technical education for printers. An enterprising traders union, the immediately high standards of intelligence which prevails the term graphic design among printers is an insurance that with the elemental principles of design at their fingers and may of them will grow in knowledge and develop into specialist in graphic designs and decorating. A decade later, the 1917 to 1918 course catalog of the California Schools of Arts and Crafts advertised a course titled Graphic Design and Lettering, which replaced one called Advanced Design and Lettering. Both classes were taught by Frederick Mayer. In both its lengthy history and in the relatively recent explosion of visual communications.